Hello and welcome back to Remembering Tuscola. I'm David Porter. I'm here with Mike Carroll and Bill Englehardt. And how are you guys today?
How are you, Bill?
Well, I've been better.
You been
I
better?
well, yeah, my putting game, Mike's telling me I've got the yips.
Well, you're getting yippy.
Yeah, I
You're
think I
getting
am.
you're yippy.
Your hands shake a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been selling all your stocks, crashing the market, crashing the bond market, ruined the whole tariff theory
Oh,
because
yeah,
you're your damn yips.
yeah, my yips. We've talked about old guys with the yips for years, haven't
It
we?
ruined Sam Snead's golf game.
Yes, it did. He went side saddle.
He went side saddle, then he went between his leg croquet mallet and they outlawed it.
Yeah, they did.
We was talking about yippy, being yippy.
The
What that
outlawed,
mean?
you can't.
Well, Sam Snead started. You get older, you get the yips. Your hands just, you lose
Get a little shake.
your small muscles, your real fine-tuned muscles just get a little quick and twitchy, and you'll haul off with a 2-foot putt and hit it 50 feet because you're. And so Sam Snead was a great golfer, one of the best ball strikers, but he couldn't putt anymore. He couldn't make a 2-foot putt. So he actually would do like a croquet mallet and put it between his legs and do that. And he was pretty good at it, but they outlawed that.
Mhm.
And then he went to a different style. All kinds of golfers, like they used to anchor, they had that real long club that anchored to their chest and hold it, and that would help get rid of the yips.
Then they changed that
They
rule.
changed that where it can't touch you, except if you watch Bernhard Langer
It
putt,
looks like he does.
I think it's anchored. I don't know if anybody's ever called him on it.
And it's because he had the yips so bad.
Well, Lucas Glover,
Oh, yeah,
has
it
made his
really
game
helped
back.
him.
I
So
don't know why you would outlaw those. I mean, if it's just you and the club.
Well,
they want to go back to golf is a purist game. Want to go back to
right.
Scotland 1790 when sheep used to keep the course low and
Mhm.
they hit a little, what was that, feather ball? What was
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Gut,
feathery.
gut, yeah,
Got a
feather.
percha.
Yeah.
I wonder what we'd look like in knickers.
Well, I would look okay. You'd look like a water buffalo.
Probably.
David, how are you doing?
Yeah.
You've asked us, you were kind enough to ask us. How about you?
Well, I'm fair to Midland. I had a cold all last week, still getting over that a little bit.
Still got some effects.
Yeah, still a little bit.
They say cigars are good for colds.
Well, yeah, clean. That will dry up the sinuses.
Yeah,
A Mark Twain box behind you.
yeah. That's about an average cigar, would you say?
With this cigar,
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Uh, they are underrated, I think.
They're better than okay. What you're smoking, I don't even know what it is, but I can tell you right now, it's a full filtered, really well made cigar because the ash looks great.
This is a Romeo Julieta Media Noche or
About an
Medea Noche. I don't know.
what, eight, $9 cigar stick, $10.
I don't know. I
It's
don't.
really, we used to sell in the old Montana Mike's. We sold cigars, and Romeo and Juliet was one of them. Really good cigar. You can tell from the ash.
Yes, this one is a little darker than.
Is that a Maduro or is that just the
Hmm.
dark shade?
I would say it's a Maduro. Medea Noche. I think translates to midnight.
Hmm.
I don't speak
David,
Spanish, so.
Yes.
he can speak lingual.
Yeah. Lingual.
So, so what else is new?
Well, Bill, golf course is open, but nobody's playing it. Too cold, too windy, too wet.
Well, it's been bad weather. Today is beautiful. I would
Yeah,
think you'd want to be out there today. We're looking out, it's all greened up,
nobody's out there.
but haven't seen anyone yet.
Starting to mow the grass.
I got my yard mowed.
Yeah.
I've had an exciting week. I want to plug briefly. Well, first we'll plug our sponsor, Elite Builders. But I published two books this week. One is a niche market. It's on how to publish a newspaper with the idea that There are developing news deserts in the country where there is no media available to local people. And my opinion is in some of those places, people will miss the newspaper after it's gone and they will want to do something about it and maybe publish their own version of a newspaper, but they may not have a background in journalism or newspapers to be able to do it. So I published a guidebook on how to do it.
Hmm.
Can you show us a
Based on-
picture of it, David?
Yeah, I can show you a picture of it.
Or show us the book?
So that's the book.
There it is.
And that looks like a news desert.
The news desert. And I was interviewed not because of the book, but I was interviewed this week on NPR's The 21st on newspaper consolidation. So I've had 40 years in the business and 12 years with the Press Association. So I'm sort of trying to leverage myself as somewhat of a knowledgeable person on newspaper issues. And the other book comes with a warning. I published my first novel, not the first one I've written, but the first one I published. Which is not for the faint of heart.
Now,
Available.
is it true this is autobiographical? Autobiographical?
It's not an autobiography,
Easy
but
for you to say.
Easy for me to say, isn't it?
you may notice I used a different name because so many people are used to what I
Go
do.
back to the picture. Go back to that picture a second, Mr. Psychopath, if that's your real name. Now, on your book cover, do the lights on the car flash like it is now?
That is the book cover right there. I mean, they're not.
The lights on the car are flashing. If I buy the book, will my cover show flashing lights or just, will they actually flash like that?
It will look just like this.
But aren't they, is that
They're not flashing. They're not. It's not an interactive book cover.
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
It's static.
It kind of looked like it was.
Yeah, now it's,
Maybe it's light in here.
oh, or we're, or we're losing it,
I
Buster.
think it's your eyes.
It
It's
might
just,
be a little yippy.
it's just
Yeah,
a picture.
We're getting visually yippy.
So
You're
I designed the cover using AI
Yeah,
and
Albert Einstein.
but anyway, I used my first name, which has for 60 years has been a closely guarded secret.
Secret.
But I didn't want people who read my column under David Porter to pick up a novel by David Porter and say, "Oh," and have an expectation that this is going to be some lighthearted fare. No, this is not a kid's book. It's not. It's coarse. It's gritty. It's a horrible book. Um, so I used a different name.
Now I can't wait. I can't wait to buy it now.
Yeah, it's you'll wish you hadn't probably.
Oh, no. No, I tell people on my book, I tell people if you have trouble sleeping, my book's the antidote. Get about 3 paragraphs in and you're going to sleep.
You're gone.
And you're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. So Bill, when are you going to write a book? Mike and I have written books.
Well, Caldwell wrote Bill's book.
Yeah, that's the book for me, the Tuscola Memories. That's
Yeah, that was the Bill book would have written.
yeah.
Had he
He's-
been
he's
able to write.
Had I been able to write.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed Joe's book. I
Yeah,
really
that
did.
that captured it for both of us. Caldwell's got a new book out now. And let me see it. I don't know if I got a picture of it or not. He's written about 5 of them.
I heard from Joe the other day. It's good to hear from him. Hope he's doing well out there.
Well, my book on my compilation of columns, The Makeout Room and Other Stories, is
You
still,
got a big check for that, didn't you?
well, if I did, I didn't see it.
It's in the mail.
I
That's
heard,
what they
I
always
heard
used
big
to
bucks
say.
are on your
Oh,
way.
Well, I
to
got,
check
well,
them.
look here, I'll show the payday I got this week on my
Yeah.
books.
Good. Hmm.
If I were you, I would invest that in tariffs.
There we go. 13
Yeah.
cents this week is what I've made.
Yeah. Well, that's only 10 days for 4 books. You multiply that by 100 and you've got $13.
Yeah, but the four books are the novel, the book on publishing, and my Ramblin' Man book. And it says four because there's also a large edition of the Ramblin' Man book out. So that's the four books. As far as copies go, in the last week, I've moved over 60 copies in the first week, which is pretty good for a soft release. And I've made 13 cents so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're 13 cents ahead of me.
It's a lot of work for 13 cents.
Way ahead of me.
Yeah. At least you
You
didn't
made
spend
money.
at least you didn't spend 20 years and spend $15,000 on books to publish yours.
I did not do that. The big advantage for me is I can do my own layout and I can do my own covers. I don't have to hire anyone to do any of the work.
And I take it you don't proofreading, you do your own proofing, of course, right? Is that an
Well,
expertise?
I mean, I do proof it, but I also send it to a handful of people to read it, not just for proofreading, but for feedback before I publish.
I was thinking about Grammarly. Does Grammarly work if you punch it into Grammarly? Does that catch all the grammar errors?
It catches a lot of things, but it's not always accurate. Especially with dialogue, where you may be writing a dialogue that's not grammatically correct or punctuated exactly the way you would in formal writing, but because you're using a casual tone, colloquial. Um, so it doesn't catch everything.
Yeah.
What year are the pictures this week? Do we know?
84 and 85.
God,
Oh, goodness gracious.
good Lord. I won't know
You
any
guys
of
will
them.
do fine with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bill will.
You did
No.
last time.
Well, Bill did.
We did good last time, didn't we?
These are all Bill's girls.
Well, but the problem is we're playing at B Mint.
That looks
Uh,
like
no.
a,
Number 25 looks like Colleen Hartman. That looks like Lori Gangloff on her knees.
I thought it was,
Lori Gangloff would be older than
Yeah, but this girl looks kind of like,
Lori's a year or two older than me, and these are a
the,
year or two younger than me.
no, Mindy. He
Mindy.
sold
Mindy.
insurance.
Sold insurance. Mindy.
Dave Bozarth's wife's sister.
Mindy.
Mulligan.
Oh, Mulligan.
Is
Mindy
that Mulligan on
Mulligan.
her
No,
knees?
yeah. Why am I saying Kibler?
I'm
Kind of
guessing
looks like Sandy Kobecker in the back,
a
been
little bit like
squatted
a
down.
little bit like a Kohlbecker.
Yeah, Sandy's in the back, but then Sherry Hausman Stewart and Michelle Pierce, according to Julie Kobecker Little.
That's Michelle Pierce on her knees. You know, I think Michelle Pierce passed away, didn't she? I bet that is Colleen Hartman, 25. Maybe not.
It would not be Colleen because this is 84, 85, and Colleen graduated in 83.
See, I'd lose track.
Yeah, well, why don't you say it's Colleen again? And for the third time, Dave will tell us. I think it looks like Colleen Hartman. Now we can get all these people. I mean, Bill can.
Oh, yeah, know them all.
Yeah.
Is that Doc Burns?
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
Second
Ed
from
Schultz.
left in the back.
You know what this is? This is a
Both of them.
class reunion.
Class reunion of class of 30,
That's-
35, 45.
Hang on. That's Mr. Waller. Maybe he was their principal or something.
Yeah, second from left, Ray Williman, and that is
Kearns?
Kearns, I thought.
Lois Kearns?
Lois Kearns left, Ray Williman.
Don't know. Don't
Is that
know.
Ralph Allen in the middle?
No.
Ed Schultz.
Ed Schultz. Hmm.
So a class of 35 or 45, 44. I think it's a class of, I'm gonna say 35.
Schultze, hang on. That'd be, it's 30s, but early 30s.
35, 34, 35.
What do you have?
I didn't have anything on it.
Really?
Yeah.
No one commented on it?
No.
That's a Connor.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ernie Connor, and
Got married.
That's Mrs. Ernie Connor to his right.
Yeah, I thought so.
that's his ex-wife. And that's always hesitate to put, when I don't know anything about the pictures, you don't know who's still together and who's
Well,
not.
I'm identifying her at that moment as Mrs. Ernie Connor,
At that moment, yes. But
but I forget her maiden name. It's on the tip of your tongue.
It was. But I don't know who she is.
Anthony Connor says, yes, this is our mom.
And this is the First Baptist Church in Tuscola.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That's where the Connors all went.
Anthony Connor graduated with Brett, I think, in 02.
Well,
I'm
it could
stating-
be. You
that
may
is the-
be right. You may be right.
That's the First Baptist Church, and right behind there is the baptismal pool
Hmm.
Curtin.
where I was baptized in 1956.
Okay.
And the Connors were longtime First
Oh, yeah.
Baptist Church
Right.
attendees.
So that's Anthony's mom.
A young Lloyd Murphy.
With a full beard. We don't know that lady.
And Lloyd's going, what is this in my bank?
I think, yeah, Marcy Shoemaker says is at TMB's IGA facility.
Yes.
Oh, I remember when they had that inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the Hartman girl again? Bill thinks that's the Hartman girl.
I see Carrie Kincaid. I don't know if Beth helped coach.
That's Beth Pugh right there next to him. I
It looks
think.
like Beth.
Harry seated far right, the coach.
Yeah, Carrie's seated far right.
Yeah, I don't have any names. Well, let's see. Yeah, I don't have any names on this one.
There was a tall girl like that named Janet Roper.
There she is again.
Yeah.
One more time.
Sandy Kobecker Bates.
Yep. It's Sandy.
We're lost. We used to be there in the picture.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus.
Mhm. Came by rail, brought their own cars.
Yeah.
I don't think they stopped here. I think, the big news was that their train went through town.
Hmm.
And someone went out and got a picture.
I
And
went to that circus in Charleston many, many, many years ago.
kind of a cool train. Oh, we all know who that is.
That's Bill McCarty.
He lost a lot of customers that day.
That's why I wore the Cub hat today.
Us Cardinal fans just switched our deposits
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah. Good old Bill.
Yeah, he was a
Mr.
wonderful
Tuscola.
person. Yeah,
He's up in what, Bloomington now?
I think so.
I believe so.
I think he's in his 90s, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, just a second here.
Jack Donald's be 95.
94 years old, I
Yeah.
think. Are going to be 94. Graduated in 49.
What a
Yeah,
super guy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Jasper's going to be. Okay, this is 85. So I'm trying to think who's playing 85.
51 is like Drew Hole.
No, Drew graduated in 84. Well, no, 84 or 5.
It's a touchdown.
I don't know. Think Drew is he may be
Drew,
later than that because I think
Drew was 87, 86.
It might be 87,
pretty close to my
86.
brother Matt's age. I don't know if they were in the same class or not.
He was what, 2 years older than Duff or 2
Yeah,
years younger
2
than Duff?
years younger.
at least two, but I don't remember now.
Well, see, if this was the 85 football season, they would graduate in 86. And I say 51 because I don't know. I just shot it out there.
Well, he's
Now,
more-
98's a big guy. He's tall.
I would say 66 might be Drew. I think Drew wore a neck collar there for a while.
He did wear a neck collar at one time, didn't he?
56 looks like John Murray, but
Well, that Hines kid,
yeah. Well, there was a
Played
Wiggle.
into-
Wiggle and Hines were the two tackles for Bates in 84.
no comments?
No,
Huh.
There's the Fang.
Yeah. Bill Vangle.
he was one of my coaches.
Giving words of encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
Harold Huey the girls on the stand over there. There's Patty Waters,
Patty Waters.
Harold Huey, Frank Lincoln, Mayor Snyder. Is that Doc Smith?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
that
think so. And that's Boyd
Yeah.
Henderson, I think.
Henderson on the far
Boyd
right.
Henderson? Yeah.
What's this ribbon cutting? Where was it?
Well-
The street?
Yeah, they went and put that microchip on the street. That new super microchip stuff.
I wonder if this is Niles.
Well, I don't know. I know there's a problem in the streets that have asphalt. Every time you coat them for a couple inches, it eventually rises up to the top of the curb. So they either got to grind them down, and then Doc Smith, back in the 80s, found a place that put a micro film over it, maybe a half inch. It was real thin, so your street wouldn't build up to the point where you have to grind it down. I would say I think more like it's trying to picture that house right there.
Me too.
That could be Park Street.
Could be.
Park Street going north side of the tracks. Whoa, we're getting nobody here.
Yeah, a little blurry. Some of these negatives aren't great. But this is JFL,
Yeah.
and Bob Taylor says either 84 or 85, probably the first year it started. He says number 34 is Jeff Broglio.
Rallio. Yeah.
Well, kudos for him for even knowing that.
I remember Jeff. Remember his brother, Vic Braulio's voice.
Mhm.
I just thought
Hmm.
some people might recognize some of them by their numbers.
Possibly.
Well, that's Terry Fettig, Mark Fettig's wife on the left.
Larry Christine.
Used to be head of our hospital. And Lloyd Murphy, who's Miss Tuscola?
Miss Tuscola's Janet Hill.
Janet Hill, Barb Hill's sister, right? Or the different-
Lori and
Oh, it's the other Hill.
yeah, it's the other Hill. This is Reggie's Finn's niece.
Okay. So we know this guy here too, if we can think of his name. Next to the great Kreskin.
Yeah, that's the only name I don't have.
Got Terry Fettig.
Yes.
Okay.
There's another one of the circus
Sure.
trains coming through town.
Well, there's Mary Kay Kalmar.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Wetzel or
Hackett.
Hackett, Margaret Wetzel Hackett.
Who's that in the middle?
We know her.
That's not Vera Tag.
Kendra Estridge says Jackie Harmon on the left.
Oh, Jackie Harmon. Her daughter's name was Amy, and there was a boy. They lived on Daggy Street.
Then Andrea Huber tagged Karen Scala, but I think that's for Mary Kay. Isn't that one of Mary
Yeah.
Kay's?
Daughter.
Mm.
That Cliff Ponder in the back. No, that's two. Is this the Elks or something?
I think it's
Elks.
Well, that's
that's very little.
Very little lower left.
Dennis Brannon is on the right, the tall guy in the back.
Okay.
And he says his dad,
Brannon
Jim.
is a teacher. Then that's
Is that Cliff Ponder there?
You know, I don't know.
Is that McCroy? How many years ago would this be?
This is 85.
God, that's 40 years.
And would be Jim Brannon seated on the right.
Okay.
Those are all the names I have.
Yeah. Very little. Ran the restaurant and a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Is Julie his daughter
Mm-hmm.
from my class?
Mm-hmm.
Really nice gal, Julie. Oh, there's the young fireman of America.
Fire department. The boy in the middle, squatted down on one knee, is Wilson.
Over here on the left.
And on the left,
I know.
That's Lacker.
Is this Jeff who just passed away? Or is that? You think
No, that's not. I don't know if that's Jeff or not. I'm saying this is a Wilson here
right
too.
there.
That's Charlie Wilson's nephew. His, I believe. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Robbie
This
Bennett in the
back is Tracy Murphy. The boy in the striped shirt standing is Tracy Murphy. Denny Dietrich, of course, on the far right.
Yeah. A lot of these are McGee's.
Well, that's over here on the left. That's McGee's dad, and that's Danny right there in the shirt, isn't it, with belt buckle? Danny McGee.
And I think next to Denny's a McGee, isn't it? Cliff McGee.
It might be Cliff squatted down on one knee. But that is Tracy Murphy in the
Brian
stripes.
Olihai said he thinks Cliff is on the right next to Denny, which is who I thought it was too.
Oh, Cliff there. Okay. You're right.
With the dark glasses.
Yeah.
And that's Harland Hydrant right there in front.
Yeah. Robbie Bennett's in the middle in the back.
Rob Bennett?
With the white collar.
Yeah. I guess maybe it is.
Is that a little? That's
Mrs. Murphy.
He said he thinks this was Dan McGee's Eagle Scout service project. Amy Seibold said Scott Beeson and Jason Wilson in front, Tracy Murphy in the middle.
Yep,
Scott Beeson.
Scott Beeson. Yeah, that's Mrs. Murphy standing back there. She worked in the lunchroom at North Ward.
Well, I think we got most of the names.
I had Tracy in school. And
Kim Pierce says my sister.
who?
Kim
Pierce.
Pierce says it's her sister. But that's all I've got on that one. I don't have anything on this one.
No, number 5 there is
Sandy Bates.
Sandy.
I don't have any comments on this one, but I wondered what this was on the railroad track. Looked like something burned up.
Mhm. Why is she jumping?
Well, she's excited.
That Amy Seibold?
I really can't tell.
That Amy Seibold?
I don't know. That would be about the right age, probably.
Yeah, that is. Number 12, I think, is Amy Seibold, I'm guessing. And 5 is Sandy Bates.
Let me look at that number 12 a little closer.
Zero in on number 12.
No, I'm sorry.
I say Amy Seibold.
I can't get it.
Well, in this one, Julie Kobecker Little tagged Lisa Alexander, Sandy Kobecker Bates, Kim Ray, Christine.
Okay,
could be-
that's Kim. This is Lisa over here,
Yeah.
on the far left.
Could be Tim, it could be Ray.
This one looks like our gym.
I think it is our Jim. Kerry Kincaid was very successful volleyball coach
And basketball.
and basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
And he coached baseball. Boy, we wouldn't be able to play that game now, would we?
Well, if he got on the floor, we couldn't get back up.
That's true. That's what I said. And it hurts my knees just to watch them down like that. Oh, Teen Town?
Class play,
Wow.
either class play or Teen Town. Looks like Teen Town down at the old corner grocery.
That's Debbie Dorsey, second one in the left. Gosh, if I say that's Clarkson girl, I'd be wrong.
The Tim Holt also said teen center behind corner grocery, but I don't think it is based on some other pictures. And they had a jukebox like that, but based on some other pictures coming up, I think this may have been the Eagles when it was downtown.
Really?
Yeah, remember when the Eagles was downtown on the
Yeah. Central?
I remember
north
Teen-
side of Sale Street?
Yeah, but I remember the Teen Town being behind corner grocery. I don't
Well, it
remember.
was the youth center was behind corner grocery, but there are some other pictures coming up where you see kind of a loft up high, and the youth center behind corner grocery didn't have anything like that.
Except when the roof blew off during the tornado.
So did you get any names on this?
Um, Angie Craven's in the middle. Kara Mitchell left. Debbie Dorsey second from left.
Okay, I got Debbie Dorsey.
There's also another picture coming up with someone wearing an Eagles shirt right there. Is one of the reasons I thought this might be the Eagles downtown.
No, that's a good guess.
Well, the guy on the right's really a dancer. If you go back to the one before, go back to the previous picture. This guy's a professional dancer.
Oh yeah.
He was brought in from somewhere.
Yeah.
There he
But
is.
But I think he's dancing by himself.
Kinder Estridge says Mike and Mark Wolf on the right.
The Wolf brothers.
Woo!
I think it was spelled Wolfe.
Wolfie.
And I could be wrong. Tim Holt says teen center behind corner grocery where Savior Roofing is now. They did have a jukebox and pinball machine.
To fix it up a little bit, it's just different than when we were there.
Yeah. We met 1 year above the community building, second floor.
Yeah, there was a place up there too.
Yeah, your seventh grade.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Where are we?
ISU. Do we have a gal at ISU cheerleader?
I don't know. This was in with the negative, so I threw it in case anyone knew, but I don't have any comments on it.
Mrs. Murray on the upper left.
Yeah, Mrs. Carlson in the middle.
Betty Carlson in the middle. Harlan Henderson, Dolores Henderson in her upper right. Down left is her husband was a good tennis player, lived out at
Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell's wife. Billy Mitchell was her name.
That's Billy Mitchell. Yeah, possibly.
And that in the middle is Bill Englehardt.
Yes. And is this Dean?
Could be.
Barb Dean.
Barb Dean. Yeah, there you go.
I think you got them all.
Well, nothing to it.
Nothing to it. We know these women from 85 just like that.
Yeah.
What was that?
This was not a very good negative, but it came out better than I thought it would.
Oh, that's not bad. There he is.
The mayor, Clarence Snyder.
Clarence Snyder.
Clarence was quite a guy. Kind of miss old Clarence going down getting a hamburger from him.
Pancakes.
Oh my gosh. Now this looks like that could be Drew Hull, the fullback right there. I forget what his number was. It looks a little bit like Drew, and it looks like he wants to hit the guy, which is a little bit like Drew.
Yeah.
And I think he was the fullback on that team. And I think
You're right, though. Drew did wear a neck brace, didn't he? I remember that.
yeah, so did Duff. Duff wore one. Both of them played for Vangle. Well, there's my dancer on the right.
He's still grooving.
This guy's he's got it. He's got well,
They're really
he
kicking
just
it
gave up the crown right there. Except he's still moving.
Yeah, he's wanting to move.
He's got jumping beans inside him. That dance was called the kick out. I remember doing that.
They must have had an awfully tall ladder at the.
Yeah. Well, they're laying up in the rafters.
Well, this may have been taken from that loft I was talking about.
Yeah, the Eagles thing.
Eagle's Nest. Eagle's Nest, they call it.
Wasn't that a movie?
Yeah, Eagle's Nest. Okay, now you know that kid on the right.
Mm-hmm. This is that Wolf kid, but
Mike Wolf on the right. Betsy Hole says, I think maybe his brother Roger, then his little brother, can't recall his name. And Kinder Esther says Mark. And might be Mike Warner between Mike Wolf and Mark Wolf.
Look at that wallpaper. That is All American, Make America Great Again wallpaper. Liberty Bell, Revolutionary War. This is the new Social Security Pay Center out in Washington. There's Lisa Alexander back in the middle.
Middle, maybe.
I don't have any comments on this one. Or this one.
Oh man, they look familiar.
Or this one.
Hang on. I might be out of towners. Those boys don't look familiar.
Looks like the Hugo,
Brigade.
Youth of Hugo, they call them.
More dancing.
What kind of dance was that, Bill?
I have no clue. It sure wasn't the stroll.
No. You can rock it, you can sock it.
I don't know what school this is. I don't think that's any of our schools.
That Denny Collier sitting at the desk. Doesn't look like our school though, does it?
Mm-mm.
And I've never seen those chairs, those white chairs.
Right. Well, and this tile that bends around on the right, that's not any of our schools. Lemonade stand somewhere. Robin Anderson says, LOL, thank you for sharing this. Doesn't say who the people are.
I was trying to recognize the store. Well, across the street looks like the matinee. This be,
It's the old review.
is it the old review? Kind of.
No, because the old, well, could be the old review.
Yeah, the old review
Yeah.
down where Kenny's
Yeah.
restaurant.
Right, right.
He just passed away. Arwine,
Jeff Arwine died about what, 3 months ago,
not that long ago.
2 months ago? Good mechanic. Well, there's Drew, second from the left on the top. Third from the left is Drew Holt. There we got him. And then Kalmar, Mark Kalmar is 5th from the left.
That's Scott Zane.
I was going to say Scott Zane, bottom right. He was quarterback back about that time on the football team.
Boy, with the shades looks familiar. That looks like Kobe Williams there.
That's about the era,
First one on the left, squatted down.
lower left.
The big guy up there I can't get a handle on who that is.
Well, I've got a name.
Paul Toth, is that Paul Toth in the middle back?
Is that a Harsha?
Looks like Paul Hines. I don't know.
Could be a Hines.
Back row, the far left be Mike Brady. Then Kobe Williams is the one you were.
You think Kobe's standing up?
Kobe's down.
Yeah, we're at the top row.
Oh, first row. Yeah. First row says Kobe Williams, question mark, Willie Curtis, Eric Alexander, Scott Zane. Second row, Mike Brady, Rob Bartley is who you're thinking of. Then you got Drew, then John Stewart, Mark Kalmar, Steve Weimer, and Daryl Reestack.
We got 5 of them.
Steve grew a lot. I didn't recognize John Stewart. John's folks lived across the street from me. I had John in 6th grade. I had Drew.
We should have had
Weimer.
we should have had Eric Alexander.
We
Eric
should have.
Alexander says J.C. Curtis between Kobe and Willie Curtis.
Willie Curtis. Curtis. I remember a Curtis boy. Something happened. Got kicked out of a football game or something. Parent did. Who knows? Long time ago. Jim Lee. But who's the other guy?
Well, I want to say I'm going to take a wild guess. That was the hospital administrator. What was his name?
Don't know.
Did you have a name on that?
Not his, no.
And that's when we took the paddle boat down to Natchez.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is probably an Arthur.
Yeah, it is at Arthur, and I'm. Jeez, Christmas.
We didn't date anybody in 85, did we, at Arthur?
No, we didn't. I don't know if that's, in a way, it kind of looks like Jana Rodmaker on the.
So you think this is the Walter
Yeah.
County, is a Tuscola girl in there somewhere?
Well, this looks like.
Yeah, Heidi Huber. Number 7. Far right on the bottom.
That's Heidi?
Boy's got her hair different, doesn't
That's
she?
what everyone says. Number 2, Shelley Kaufman. Number 5, Kim Fentress. Number 9, Julie Boyd.
Oh, wait a minute. We can't see any of these. Number 2 is who?
Shelley Kaufman.
Okay.
Number
What's-
1, Melanie Gent Byers. Number 4, Brenda Garrett. Number 8, Kelly Redfern. Number 7, Heidi. Number 9, Julie Boyd.
Yeah, see, those are all out of town.
Number 10, Tanya ? Number 11, Brenda Meisenheimer. And number 6, Samantha Isaacs. That's
remember-
according to Julie Boyd, who's in the picture.
They're out of towners.
I remember that Meisenheimer girl.
Okay,
She
you
was,
do?
She was a Weisenheimer.
She was a Weisenheimer. Yeah,
Okay, now
that's what I thought.
we're reaching way back now. Oosh, holy cow.
Okay, on the far right, top row is Jeff Winans. In the middle, one of the tall guys is Josh Oakes. No.
Is that a little? Is that Kirk?
No, I don't think so.
Bob Taylor's got most of the names.
Okay,
Yeah, well, we don't deal
we give
with
up.
them.
We give up. Go get him.
Okay, first row, Kyle Frederick, Greg Carter, Chris Zerwanka, Ricky Yeager, Jason Ron, Mike Taylor, Jeff Klein. Second
Oh,
row,
that's I knew I'd seen him.
second row, JJ Donald, Scott Mitchner, Andrew Lincoln, Josh Oakes, question mark, Doug Knopf, Jeff Winans, and Eric Alexander says Chad Kappas between Kyle Frederick and Chris Zerwanka.
That is Chad Campus. These guys graduated from high school about 92. No, actually, Mike Taylor was senior and Caleb was freshman. So was Mitch.
Jennifer Lytle says Rodney Parrott between Josh Oakes and Doug Knopf.
Rodney Parrott, I'll be darned. Doug Knopf's.
All-Stars.
All-Stars, Tuscola All-Stars. Mike Taylor, I apologize. I should have known you right off the bat.
Send him a card.
I will. Dave Lohr.
Good old Dave Lohr.
Dave Lohr, he was my baseball coach.
Roger Warner. That Roger.
Yeah, that's Roger.
So this is the older guys here.
Now that's Toth, surely,
Sandor.
standing next to Warner.
Sandor Toth.
Now this is that's a Harmon kid standing next to Roger Warner. It's hard to see on the bottom.
They're caps.
Is that Tag Atkinson?
Looks like Tag Atkinson, but
This is Les Claypool in the middle. This is Rob Taylor.
right.
And this, I don't know.
On the far left,
Yeah, far left bottom row.
Jeff Winans,
Again?
according to
Huh.
Bob Taylor.
And Bob Taylor's stealing the show.
Yeah. Well, I said get him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says first row, Jeff Winans, Rob Taylor, Les Claypool, Tag Atkinson, question mark. Second row, Dave Lower, question mark, Paul Toth, Roger Warner, Todd Harmon, question mark, Rod Harmon. And Roger Warner says Robbie Shaw and Mike Wolf next to Dave. First row from left, Jeff Reardon, he said, I think.
I don't remember the Reardon boy, but we got some of them.
Well, you got 8.
Eric Alexander says Jim Clark between the Harmons.
Yeah. Looks like Jimmy. Former
Where?
Tuscola officer, then went to Champaign.
Oh, that is Jim. President of the Villa Grove School Board now, and
Lives out of Patterson
he
Springs.
lives in Patterson Springs. His son's a good ball player.
You
And
know what? We got 18 of the 14 right.
yeah, there you go. Jim coaches Wooden Bat League this past summer. Much appreciated his time and expertise. Jim's a good fellow. First DARE officer in Tuscola was Jim Clark.
There's
That's the same
Yeah,
group.
that's the same one.
Same group.
same group.
Same group, a little younger.
Same group, a little
When they were
younger.
young.
Do you have names on this? It's cute.
Tim Hull says Jamie Stillwell Bowles, second from left, question mark. Could
Yeah,
be.
looks like Jim Stillwell's daughter.
Yeah. Maybe Heidi on the right.
Well, the hair was all dolled up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty girl. Nice girl.
No comment on this one.
On this one.
Yeah.
Another one of Queen candidates.
Some guy kissing his daughter. Or
Well, let's hope.
Let's hope.
Otherwise, he's gone. He's out of here.
oh, that's cute.
Oh, there we go. That's Bill. That's Bob Hastings.
Mhm.
It is Bob. He's got his mustache on.
Bob's in the middle of writing his award-winning column.
This was I found a group of Bob's vacation photos. This was in with those. Most of the pictures were of his boat.
Yeah, I used to on golf trips we took. I usually got to room with Bob. Well, that's number 7.
Yeah.
That's Heidi Huber.
Yep. Where's Heidi? In Germany?
No, her sister's in Germany. Heidi's out in California.
Lose track of him.
Yeah.
No comment on this one.
This guy's a judge. Man, he has
Yeah.
all the fun.
Yeah.
Or he's the MC. Wow.
He was the MC. He got a kiss from everybody.
I hope.
They used to fight for that job.
Heidi on the right, Julie Kennert says that's me accepting the Miss Congeniality trophy.
That's what you always want.
Yeah. This congeniality.
That means you didn't hit anybody.
That's true. That's Heidi doing her interview.
Yeah, she's going to drink a glass of wine as big as a basketball.
Hmm.
That was her talent.
No
I bet
comment
they'll-
on this one.
They all want world peace.
I hope.
No tariffs, they said.
No.
Whatever, no tariffs.
Joy Face says Julie Kinnert? Question mark.
Whatever.
Well, no, I'm not gonna. Is it Julia Tuscola girl? We don't know her maiden name.
No comment on that one. That's Heidi.
The national anthem. Bill and I never entered any beauty contest, did we?
No, we didn't.
I think I entered one contest. I was voted most likely to succeed.
There you go.
Andrea Huber says, looks like a movie star. I think she was in a movie or two.
Good looking group of girls.
Well, the Hubers never had any bad looking kids, I'll tell you that.
Well, except Rudy.
Well,
No, Rudy's a handsome man.
yes, he is.
Just don't want it to go to his head or anything.
Too late for that.
All right, that's it.
Wow. Well, if you stayed 85, we're in trouble.
Boy, that's no
We only got like 87%.
You guys did pretty well. I was impressed.
It's when you suddenly you remember something like the Harmon kids, and they moved. Golly, did they move after his freshman year? I remember him playing basketball. I remember Amy. I wonder where they went and what they're doing now.
Why don't they all just stay here?
Well, unlike us, some people explore other options.
Yeah. They get out of town.
Yeah, they get out of town.
You got Tarcola.
Usually as far as.
I got the Champagne. Yeah, I got in the Army and saw the world, and it was overrated. So now you're going to your $20 stick, huh? Your Cohiba, $15.
Yeah, I think these retail now for about 18 to 22.
Yeah.
I don't pay that much.
And you bought that for 13
What
cents?
kind of tariff
Or was
do
that
they have
your-
on Cuba?
$3.
Yeah, I wonder how the tariff's going to affect your cigars, David. Have you researched this?
I saw a post that it is going to affect the cigars.
Well, a good thing China doesn't make cigars.
It's going to affect golf balls. It's going to affect golf clubs.
Well, they said the new iPhone would go from $1,000 right now to 3,500 if they passed through all the tariffs.
Jeez, Christmas. Good. We'll go back to landline.
I gotta lay the landline in, don't I?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
By the way, how's your new line? Is this your new line on the?
Yeah, I got new internet.
Yeah.
I got new internet, David. So
Oh,
it's
you
not
did?
breaking. Yeah, I got
Connexus.
Connexus, the optic fiber,
That's what I have.
except I had to change my router name and ID. So now when I go upstairs to do streaming on my TV with BritBox or Acorn, it doesn't recognize it. And I've been trying to get a hold of them to tell them I've got a new internet router, and there's no human being evidently at either place. I've called every number possible, and I get Larry, the AI agent.
Huh.
Tell me what device you use.
That's all these jobs coming back to America are going
Well, they're
to
not.
robots.
They're all going to be done by AI and robots.
Yep.
I mean, Musk had a claim in the Economist magazine I was reading where Musk claims they're building robo-taxis now, and they can make every 5 seconds one rolls off the line. 5
I
seconds.
heard that. Yeah.
I mean, when you and I built them, it took maybe a minute or two. Unbelievable what's happening. Transformative right in front of our eyes.
Yep.
The times they are a changing. Did you know Bob Dylan was in Peoria last night?
No, I would have gone up and talked to him.
Well, we could have gone to his concert.
Oh, I no.
I
I
wonder,
like Dylan.
I wonder
Not a
what
Dylan.
that ticket costs.
I don't know.
I don't, and he may wind up singing. Who knows what he's going to sing?
Yeah.
Some of these concert tickets are pretty expensive.
Well, I don't think these were actually too bad because I had a grandson that wanted to go but got tied up and couldn't.
The best thing about Dylan, and Bill and I grew up during when Dylan was.
Man, that was
we're about the same age. The best thing about Bob Dylan was when I heard him sing, I realized I could make it also as a singer.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, you might have been better.
Even though I drank battery acid as a young kid.
Yeah, you might have been better.
I could,
Yeah.
yeah. His voice is horrible.
Oh, yeah,
He's a good writer.
it's lyrics.
I don't think he deserved the Nobel Prize for Literature for his songs.
Oh, well, I don't know about
A
that.
lot of other good songwriters out there. They've written a ton of songs. John Prine, Burt Bacharach, Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson.
Willie.
Willie's written a ton of songs. Crazy
Yeah.
Crazy.
or being loved.
Yeah.
You hit the high note. I'm crazy. Did you know Bill couldn't sing?
I just heard him sing. He was doing all right.
What was that other? Sound like someone stepped on a duck or something.
You know, I like to sing. A lot of people ask me to sing, but no one's ever asked me twice.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I was in church when they say make a joyful noise to the Lord, and we all break out. The minister comes up to me and says, except maybe you, Mike.
You've won singing awards.
In high school, I did.
Hmm.
In high school, I won some awards in band and chorus. But I don't know what happened my senior year. Something happened.
Well, I forgot her name.
Well, pulled my tonsils right out, did you?
I think
Lizard tongue
actually
gal.
I remember her name,
Lizard tongue
but I'm
gal.
not saying her name. Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we
Hey, we're not being as dirty as your book.
No.
today.
before we go off the rails here?
Psychopath. You psychopath. Hey,
Hmm.
Dave, your books again.
Hmm?
And I want to buy them. Can you? How do I buy them? Do you have them yet or not?
They're on Amazon.com.
Well, don't you make more money if I buy them directly from you?
I
We have to
I
spend
don't
her-
I don't stock any books.
Yeah, but you make more money. I mean, if you go order 20 of them and sell them to me, you make a lot more. You make more than 13 cents,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I'll probably stock a few. I got 5 ordered.
Yeah.
I don't want to stock too many because then you end up you don't make more money if you end up with half your inventory sitting on your kitchen
Well,
table.
I've got 30 of mine in a box, and all I can think of is who's going to get these Christmas gifts?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a $20 gift, 1998. It's a good gift.
There you go.
It's a sock stuffer.
I've already got one.
Yeah.
You gave
Dave,
you gave me
thanks
one to
for-
review and I didn't return it.
David, yeah, I would prefer to buy it directly from you so you can make a little bit of money.
Thanks for the pictures today, David. I enjoyed them.
All
Boy,
right.
it's going to.
And you're also welcome, if you buy some, David, you're welcome to put them in my rental places if you want.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid to market my novel locally. It will change how people think about me.
Well, it's a little exciting, I think.
Well, David, you are who you are.
It is what it is.
That's what it is.
I was thinking along those terms, we just finished watching the TV series 1923. There is nothing in my book that's any worse than what we saw in 1923.
Oh, no, no. No, Phil Deaver's book, 40 Martyrs, has some pretty graphic stuff in it. Eric Flume wrote a book, very good writer. It has some graphic stuff in it. I mean, that's reality, that's what Phil Deaver told me. That's reality.
I look at it this way. We're all adults.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Bill's working at it.
yeah.
You're there, aren't you?
Well, what's Pat Monahan say?
Oh, you're never too old to be immature.
That's right.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's fun being a kid again.
Thanks, David.
Yep,
David,
thanks
good
for
luck.
watching. We'll see you next.
Good luck on your books.
All right. We'll
Who's
see.
our advertiser, David? Who's our advertiser?
Elite Builders.
Leap Builders.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next week.